Ну и утро. Что-то здесь не так. Какой-то я не такой. С женщинами разговариваю не ласково. Альпинистка моя. Да, поехали. Ой, блин. Сегодня понедельник. 6:27. Понедельник. 19 июня. Завтра 20. Интересная дата. Моей бывшей 50. А потом через 5 дней мне. Это прикол. Интересно. Что меняется? Ничего. Цифра. От одного дня к другому. 49-50. Звучит, конечно, это как-то интересно. Мне еще никогда не было 50. А? Там он стихотворение, когда мужчине 40 лет, пора держать ответ. А тут уже 50. Тут тем более. А? Вообще. Вот рыбы летают. Вот интересные темы для обсуждения. Вчера был в гостях у меня друг. Ему 70 лет. Возраста моих родителей пару лет моложе. 71. Поужинали. Хороший мужик. Женился. Развелся. Дочь. От первого брака. Через 5 лет опять женился. И вот здесь уже странно. 30 лет вместе больше. И как-то жили, не жили. Ах, тяжело. 2 детей. Вот, честно скажу, мне тяжело даже об этом думать. То, что говорить. Может, я немножечко... Вопрос у меня возникает такой. Потому что фрустрацию чувствую. Вот 4 женщины там было. И мне надо было у них что-то спросить. Они стесняются, они из Казахстана. 2 из них симпатичные, 2 постарше. Говорят, все замужем. Вот 2 замужем, те, которые помоложе. Но детей нет, ни у той, ни у другой. Вопрос почему? И как их родить? Это интересно. Как, допустим, даже в таком вот короткой встрече, ведь можно как-то повлиять. Повлиять, слово такое тоже. Ну, соприкоснуться с людьми. И помочь, опять же, такие слова. Поделиться опытом. Поделиться опытом. Ведь где-то какая-то мелочь, и женщина не рожает. Где-то какая-то мелочь, и я не встречаю свою ненаглядную. Где-то что-то я делаю, какой-то один не тот шаг, допустим. Может быть 21 или 101. Но все начинается с первого шага. Любой путь начинается с первого шага. Вот мне прямо желание вернуться. Но я потом вернусь. То есть одна разговаривала, а потом раз отвернулась. Только по-русски заговорил. В чем секрет? И женщины, когда у них это спрашиваешь, вот спросить, почему некоторые, причем я не хочу их обижать, не говорю, почему вы не рожаете. В браке 3, 5, 7 лет и не рожаете. Зачем этот брак? Этот брак, он в конце концов придет к концу. Или будет дальше таким вот недействительным, без любви. Но я не хочу о них говорить. Почему женщины некоторые не рожают в браке, а некоторые рожают? В чем причина? Можно так спросить. Обычно, когда так спрашиваешь, женщины не знают. Если бы они знали, они бы рожали. Надо подумать об этом. Но что ни говори, нужно какое-то обрести спокойствие внутреннее. Потому что когда столько огня внутри, то он слишком жгет. Поэтому этим можно делиться. Этим можно делиться. И вот я слушаю эти лекции по рунам, эти языческие интересные традиции. Вот Ксении Меньшиковой интересные лекции о магии, о силе рода. Но ни в одной из них не говорится о том, как жить. Именно вот что делать. Там те люди, о которых там идет речь, достигающие какого-то определенного уровня энергетического, магического, как тот Калиостро в кино. Но вот он не мог женщиной быть. Он сам сказал: я не вызываю любовь, я не могу вызвать. Уважение, страх. Это легко. Поклонение. А вот любовь нет. Что-то похожее возникает сейчас у меня. Я вызываю какие-то эмоции, удивление, обескураженность, страх, неприязнь. Страх некрасиво говорить, никто никого не боится. У нас популярно. Неприязнь. А любовь я не вызываю у женщин. Из всех 50 тысяч, или сколько там я перезнакомился, в зависимости от того, как считать, я ни у одной из них не вызвал любви. Ни у одной. А вот Григория Распутина любили женщины. Хотя он тоже жесткий был, тоже говорил. Получается, он любил их, а я нет. Я вчера себя на этой мысли поймал. Я почувствовал эту мысль, что я не люблю этих женщин. Ну вот, как женщины, они мне не нравятся. Ух ты, какие рыбки. Мне интересно поговорить с ними. Даже вот любовница моя виртуальная. У меня не возникает к ней таких вот чувств. Самое недавнее, это когда они возникли к Анастасии. И то. Это было эфемерным, мимолетным. Любить, как говорит Михаил Юрьевич, ну кого же? На время не стоит труда. А вечно любить невозможно. Себя ли заглянешь, там прошлого нет и следа. И мыслей, и страсть, и чувства. Там другие слова. И все там ничтожно. Что страсти? Ведь рано или поздно их сладкий недуг исчезнет при слове рассудка. А жизнь, как посмотришь с холодным вниманием вокруг, такая пустая и глупая шутка. Мне эти 4 женщины не вылазят из головы. Надо идти вернуться, узнать у них, что происходит, почему женщины не рожают. И вот я сейчас об этом думаю. Почему у меня не возникает чувство любви? Ни к кому. Ведь если эти женщины спят, что в принципе-то и происходит в сущности, в реальности, они и спят. Тут должен быть какой-то лютый королевич Елисей, который их может разбудить. Любовью. Он же любил ее. Поэтому смог ее разбудить. Это было приятно. Прохладно. А я на этих бедных женщин кричу: просыпайтесь. А сам их не целую и только лишь дальше пугаю. Как быть? Что делать? Я сам виноват. Я не знаю как. Я думаю, сейчас другим вообще нет до них дела. Другие хотят просто лишь-напросто трахнуть. Но не их гроб, а их самих, пока они там спят. Это называется как? Своего рода некрофилия. Нельзя же. Женщина спит. Правильно, об этом надо помедитировать. Это хорошая мысль. Мужчины хотят спать с женщинами, которые спят. Пока они спят. И будить они их не хотят. Ужас. А те согласны. Во сне. Это вот непонятно мне. Что с этим делать? Что с этим делать? У меня вчера тоже такой день был грустный, потому что это Ира. Как она меня бесит. Вот тоже типичный пример. 32 года женщине. Это ужас. Я ее знаю с марта. Мы с ней тесно общались, когда я был в Пхукете. У нее нет детей и мужчины нет. И она жутко закомплексованная. Ну, не так уж и жутко, но... Может, неправильное слово закомплексованное. Зажатое, как сказать. Закрепощенное. О! Как крепостные крестьяне. В крепости. Закрепощенная. Он кто-то едет. Мне кажется, это мой буги, казмик буги. Вижу его. Кто-то мне пишет и пишет. И вот тоже она начинает приближаться, дает такое чувство близости, а потом раз и убегает. И это бесит, жутко бесит. О, пожалуйста, как только я к нему плыву, он садится. Чё он сел? Давай встретимся. Блядь, как это морозит меня. О, сейчас будет дальше плыть. Давай, давай. Вот оно. Думаю, это он. Да, его мешочек. What's up, brother? Isn't that something? I was thinking, is that you or is it not you? And then I saw the bag. I saw the trademark red bag. Oh, you saw that? Yeah, that one you cannot go wrong. I'm making movies. How you doing, my man? Pleasure.
What's happening there, brother?
What's happening?
Looking strong, buddy.
Looking lively, in love. I'm meditating out loud. How come I ain't loving these women? 50,000 women. I love the few. How did the Frank Sinatra say? But then again, too few to mention. Regrets, I've had a few. But then again, too few to mention. I don't know what that means. Too few to mention. Too little. Not even worth talking about. So, how you been, man?
I don't try to get in the way of the flow.
You with your flow. There's no flow. It's me and you. That's all there is. That's all there is to the flow.
I like to paddle into the wind. You know, I wish you joined me. Welcome.
See, join. I try to join, but then you run away. Because you see how, I tell you this, and I hate feeling what I feel. And I told Anastasia when I was with her, when we were together for a year, I hate to be thinking what I'm thinking. And then it makes me feel things I don't like feeling. But it's there, so might as well say it. Just like Cicero. Remember the guy Cicero? He was a Roman. Yeah, see, you don't read, but you know. You just know. Cicero, the Roman lad who was
not like Nero, because Nero was a fiddler.
Fiddler in the roof. I gotta look up some Nero situations. I heard of him. I don't know too much. So Cicero said, if it's good enough to think, it's good enough to say. Or don't be thinking, because your thoughts, I mean, they all translate. So you see, I told Anastasia when she was.
It could also be a consideration of you might have your own personal needs to get things off your chest and out in the open. But I think you must also pay love and respect to those around you who will hear the vibrations from your mouth, and also think to yourself, are they ready to hear this? Do they want to hear this? Is it my place to share?
But I'm thinking.
You are correct.
So to think that they don't know what I'm thinking, that's a preposterous idea, because they know what I'm thinking.
That's a crime that they should know what you're thinking?
They already do. They're just blocking it. If they open up, they'll feel it. They'll feel my thoughts, and they feel my vibrations.
They'll feel it, they'll hear it.
But that's the thing. It's better that they know for a fact as opposed to just feel the weird vibrations of, because the thoughts have vibrations.
You think that some things have their own time?
Again, to live in a denial like an ostrich with his hand in the sand, with a head in the sand. That's one way of living. People say, I'm not ready for the truth.
Some days it's good to put your head in the sand if there's a sandstorm, but if it's nice and clear and cool, then go out.
There's never a good time to put your head in the sand, because that's not what it's supposed to be. Head is supposed to be up. Ostrich is confused. What I'm saying is this: Anastasia, when I was with her, she was acting in some certain ways that I didn't like. And I said, you know what I'm thinking now is, I'll tell you what I'm thinking, because I hate what I'm thinking. I'm thinking I'm gonna be with you because you're convenient and you're lovely and you make me happy in many ways, but this way you act ain't no future. So while I'm with you, I'll start really looking for a replacement, which I've never done, because I will always look for additional lovers, maybe 2 wives, but never a replacement. Once I'm looking for a replacement, I gotta let the lady know that she gotta start looking for a replacement too.
I think you're pretty good at checkers, but I think your chess game, your long game, is a dangerous one. I think if, in reference to reapplying time, you double click over somebody, but if you wait and you be mellow and you tell her things when it's time to tell her, you might get the queen. But you might just be battling pawns all the time.
You play chess?
You might be just battling pawns all the
Dude,
time
you
because your short game is so fucking punchy. But if you kick back...
So you play chess? Do you play chess?
I'm a hack. I understand the rules.
Oh, but I play all my life. So you see, in chess, you need strategy and tactics. And strategy and tactics are 2 different things. I didn't know what the difference was.
You hear what I said?
Oh, I can repeat to you and I can tell you how I understand what you're saying. If you sit back and wait, it may be of benefit, as opposed to attacking fast and risk destroying, because that whatever you're attacking or approaching, it's not ready yet. It's still
Like pruning a tree.
so.
Come in there and start chopping off the big branches. Just some little branches first. Make it pretty. Understand the tree you're dealing with, and then come back.
Do you feel what you're saying? Because if you are hungry for something and you want to grab it, yes, you're right. Don't rush. It's not ripe yet. But if you feel something, you feel rotten.
Well, think about this. You said you don't like the way you think or feel. Why act on those when you might wait?
I don't like how I am made by other people's actions. Mostly they're unaware, but their actions make me feel certain way.
I understand that.
That's not the source of my thoughts and feelings are those people, because I love them and they cannot be there for me.
I think there's a chance that maybe your initial perceptions or understandings could be off.
Well, then let's examine. Let's examine if they're off. Because
I'm just speaking hypothetically. I don't think we can individually dissect.
So anyone, by definition, can be wrong. We are all fallible. Anything I'm saying, by definition, could be wrong. We are fallible. Every thought I have, in fact, they've done research, 90% of our thoughts are incorrect, and they don't correspond to reality. 90%. So 70,000 thoughts a day, that's the usual number. And 60,000 of them, 63.
You got 770,000.
Nah, my thoughts are, I can count them on 2 hands. And they're repetitive. So let's examine if I'm right, because I may be wrong.
Let's make sure I know what you're dealing with.
So let's say Anastasia. She was...
Who is Anastasia?
Okay, Anastasia, she and I, we were together for a year. We separated a bit more than a year ago, but we lived together. This to date was my longest relationship so far since I got divorced. 1 year, and living together, like I live with all of them, but we really lived together for a year. Me, her daughter. In Mexico, I used to fly to us every week, every 10 days, spend 3-4 days there, sometimes up to a week, and then go back and work. I did that for almost a year because she had no visa, and it proved to be the best way. We even tried to make
And it helped you last that whole year.
off big time. We spoke about that. Had it not been for that,
A week.
probably 2-3 weeks it would have been separated. Now, we were trying to make a baby for 6 months, and they make no mistakes. Baby didn't come. We didn't use protection. We intended intentionally to make a baby. Something I can say about my lovely friend. And that's a rough thing. So, having said that, she acted in certain ways that I felt, and I had a lot of proof to my feelings, because sometimes feelings are
feelings thoughts?
Oh, absolutely not. Feelings come from emotions. Emotions are energy in motion, as they say. It's a certain states of your body that react when there's usually to a thought or to an external environment or an internal environment. When you think, it creates a certain emotion. If I tell you, oh, think about this comet right now just flying into us, and just this whole thing, the tsunami is just gonna devour us. Imagine right now someone, helicopter comes, starts shooting at us. Man, it's gonna become a bit of a mess. So those are thoughts that don't make us feel happy. But if I say, imagine we're paddling right now and these two beautiful sirens paddle toward us, 21 years old each, lovely, beautiful sea. Guys, you know what? We feel you from over there. Your energy is palpable from Sunny Isles. We want to make love to you right now, right on these boards. Now that's going to be a bit of a different scenario. You feel different about those two scenarios. Big time.
You know, I was about to say big time.
Huh?
I was about to say big time.
Big time difference. Day and night difference. Having said that, Anastasia, she had these features that she would just go into herself and start becoming conniving, manipulating, arrogant, attitude, conceited. And I was saying, Anastasia, why you do that? Stop. Because I hate that. Let's just talk. Let's just be humble. Because you becoming arrogant makes me want to fucking, I don't know what the and she would lie and she would do these things. She was hurt. She still is. Daddy issues. Daddy left her when she was 13. Her father kicked her mother pregnant belly, and he was a soccer player. He kicked the mother's pregnant belly while Anastasia was in it, or so we were meant to believe. So we was meant to believe. That's the thought that she grew up with. That the father kicked pregnant mother's belly with his powerful foot. He's a soccer player, and that may have affected Anastasia's well-being. Huh?
Her view on soccer.
Not only that, your view on the father. Now, do you believe that he did that? See, when I hear shit like that,
99% of me would like to say no.
Absolutely.
That's a perversion of humanity.
Okay, so you're right. You 99% is the right side. Now, it helps me to have worked in emergency rooms of our nation and in ICUs. I know what people can do. I've seen it. I see the extent, the spectrum, what humans are capable of. Now, this sounds almost impossible to believe, because I've never seen this. I can never imagine. Even the most villain would not kick the woman in her belly while she's pregnant. Even the most serial killers will not do that. That's just something that we are not programmed to do. We programmed to protect pregnant females, even if they're not ours. Now, the fact that she never spoke to him about this, the fact that she just took her mom's words as a given. I mean, I say, Anastasia, this shit, it doesn't even sound real. Do you believe it? Yeah, I believe it. So let's talk to the guy. I talked to him. I spoke to the guy. I said, is this crazy? Or what? He goes, come on. Of course that's what I do, man. When I meet women, right away I speak to their parents, make them speak to my parents, and make this whole thing a nice Jewish little endeavor, little production. Yeah, old-fashioned way. Kids, exes, all of that. Now, that said to me, now he was an ass. I have a video of talking to him. Russian. So, yeah, Anastasia's Russian. I met her on Tinder in Moscow. Well, I was in Miami, she was in Moscow, and then due to not having visa, we decided that her daughter and her would come to Mexico, and we'd see each other, and if we like each other, huh? Yeah, and that's a beautiful thing to do. So, guess what? The guy confirmed my doubts. He goes, are you crazy? Come on, why would you believe? I said, I didn't believe, it's crazy. He goes, come on, the bitch is making shit up. Who would ever do something like that? Now, if I was Anastasia, I would have, once I heard that, I would have called the father. Say, father, is this true?
So the father is the one instigating it.
Clearly. But you see, on a subconscious level,
Where's the mother in the picture here?
oh, I spoke to her too. Oh, we cursed each other out.
Her, the mother and the father still together?
Oh no, they separated and divorced when she was in her early teens, like 13, 12, 13. And before that, it was a very, very destructive and toxic. He was screwing around. She was bitter, and she still is. She has not had any relationship since then. Nothing. Zero. So she's really screwed by holding on to the grudge. She's still got a grudge on the guy, and she's technically speaking, subconsciously speaking, still, she's 50, now 57, 58. She's 20 years older than Anastasia. Anastasia is 36 now, 37, 36. I met her, she was almost 35. Well, this was 2 years ago. She was 34 probably. Well, now she's 37, one of those. Having said that, she had this fear and hate of men because she hated her father without even knowing it. It's all inside of her. By the way, things I mentioned to you that start flipping you, it's all inside of us. Things that flip us are the ones that we're not aware of. Lies can't upset anyone. The only thing that hurts is the truth. Lies can't hurt. They have no basis to hurt someone. I'm sorry. So, having said that, I told her, I hate how you make me feel that I want to look for a replacement. I don't like that. Because I see a future between me and you. We're making a child. Why do you act in ways that I have to start thinking that? And I'll tell you, because I hate thinking that. I feel like a traitor thinking that. Because my behavior changes. You could see how I become cold. See, if we read each other off of the cues, behavioral cues, body language. If you think you're not gonna tell something, especially to a woman, that's it, man. They know. The heart, you cannot lie to the heart. It feels, literally, electromagnetic field of your thoughts exists, and they feel it. They want to block it. They're gonna make all the silicone they want, and all the lippy, all the injections and all the shit that they do. Ain't gonna work. Heart you can't inject unless it's dead and you shoot like in Pulp Fiction, adrenaline into it. Having said that, I feel a friendship with you or someone in your situation, not even you in particular, that is completely owned, that is completely tied by a metal rope. The balls are completely tied up. My friendship with a man like this is doomed. Doomed. Just like any friendship that this man will try to have with a real open person who wants the truth and who sees that the relationship that this gentleman is in is doomed. Doomed for suffering or a break. No third option. Either continued suffering with years to come or a breakup. Those are the two options. Now, they may not feel it or see it because...
Who's this guy?
Huh?
Who is this guy?
Well, who's asking me this question right now? And you know who's this guy now. Exactly. So, you see,
I'm listening to you.
people that are on heroin, they love it. People
Very
who's...
familiar.
Yeah, and they'll say, hey, I enjoy this thing. I know there is, but you know what? I feel a lot.
You, by the way.
You know, I thought so when I saw you.
I texted you.
I didn't realize. Next time, because you see, I have to... I'll check next time. So you see, people are unaware of what they're doing. For example, heroin, drugs, alcohol, smoking, perfect examples. People are unaware what will their actions bring to them in 5, 10, 20 years. So a relationship...
Kind of like that reptilian brain that you spoke of. What's it called? You spoke of the reptilian brain, you can't see past it. Was that you?
Possibly. So you see, for example, if I ask you, what do you see a relationship with this lady being 10 years? Do you see yourself in her in 10 years?
Are you asking me?
Very much so. You may pretend like I'm not asking you.
No. I tell you what, I don't know. But this, for the time together, we're not. I don't want to go there with you.
I'm sorry?
But for our time.
See how you said I don't want to go there with you, so let me swim away then. You see, you're already kicking me away.
I want to talk to you, but let's leave that subject for another day.
Fear. Do you feel your fear? You want to close your eyes to the future. Well, then it'll hit. If you don't want to see the future, it'll hit like a train, like a brick of, how do you say? Like a bag of bricks, how do you say?
Let me ask you something. If a friend came to you and said, listen, I want to be with you, but we can talk about other things right now, do you stop or do you...
Let me ask you this.
Continue
What
to
if you see that this friend is
interject?
self-destroying himself? What if he does heroin? He says, hey, I don't want to talk about my heroin addiction. I'm a heroin addict. Let me be. But I say, I don't want you dying on me, motherfucker. So as a good friend, you would let him do the heroin and just, okay, let's be politically correct. Let's be nice.
You're not being respectful of my feelings right now. And I've asked you
Oh,
twice now.
they're toxic. Obviously. It's hurting. You don't have to talk about this, but realize what you do. That's why you did heroin. That's why I did alcohol. I didn't want to hear no. People told me, hey, you know, you're an alcoholic. Fuck you.
I tried, brother. I tried, but you wouldn't listen to me.
Oh, are you running away
I'm
again?
leaving.
Oh no, I'll leave. You stay. You're too weak. Let's race with me. Are you strong? This is a friend. I stop. I say, no, be with the woman who's lipped up. Be with her or run. But you have no balls to even talk about it.
You're so arrogant.
I love it. And that's why you run. That's why a fear of the Father is right there. You see a father in me and you run. I'm not your father. I'm your friend. So stop and come back and be a friend. You can be with 10 of those women. All Barbies. I'll still love you, but I will never run. Gentlemen will walk, but never run. He ain't trying shit. You're scared and I love you. You want me to come back to you? Absolutely not. Absolutely. When? Give me time. Because you say later, but there's no time.
I'll reach out to you.
I love you, man. Big hug. Такие видео. Классика. Классика. Ужас. Я не собирался давить, но вот так вот. You see how I'm right? It's beautiful. It breaks right now. I love it. Even talking, they'll run. На канале.